In the touring game, whether you've got a four-wheel drive, a camper trailer, or even a caravan, we all tend to use batteries. Sometimes just the one battery, but more often than not, we'll need a couple of batteries to supply all of our goodies. But knowing just how healthy those batteries are and exactly how much charge those batteries are getting can be pretty tough, and it can be fairly complex. But I've found a product that takes the place of around 5 different gauges, sensors and meters. Now, all you outdoorsy types, you'd better be sitting down, because this is one product, the Red Arc battery management system, that just might blow your woolly Explorer socks right off. For a start, every nanosecond, the Red Arc BMS unit decides which battery should get charged and from which source. So it automatically decides whether it should be charged from the alternator, from solar panels, from mains power, or I don't know, say from a generator. The BMS unit lets you know exactly how much juice you've got left in your battery and how much drain you've got on the battery at any single time. Heck, it even tells you what sort of battery you're using and what the temperature is inside that battery. There's just loads of information available, and all of that information points to one thing: practicality. It gives you all of the info at your fingertips, so you can sleep easy knowing that your fridge is powered up and your main battery is safe and sound. Now, as complex as the features are in this unit, it really is dead simple to use. Tell you what, you better take a look at this one, folks. Another Aussie product that I reckon is a bit of a world beater. If you're new to camping or four-wheel driving, you could be forgiven for not knowing how you turn 12-volt power from a battery like this into 240-volt power, like the power that you've got in your house. Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's by using one of these, and it's called an inverter. This magic little box turns battery power into 240-volt power, so you can charge up and use almost any 240-volt equipment. The more watts, the more power you draw. When you're looking for an inverter, try and go for a pure sine wave model. This means that the power that you're getting out of here is a whole lot safer. In fact, it's even safer than mains electricity, because you won't get any spikes whatsoever. Now, there are inverters available for just about every purpose, from charging your mobile phone through to powering up your washing machine on your motorhome. So there's one out there to suit every application. If you've got electric brakes fitted to your trailer, then you're going to need an electronic brake controller installed inside your four-wheel drive. Now, these things have been around for years and they're pretty simple. Basically, from inside the cabin, you can adjust the strength of your brakes on your trailer, and you can also hit an override button, which automatically locks up the brakes on the trailer in an emergency situation. Now, basically the same design has been used year after year with these, where you've got the unit installed up here or on the left hand side here, because you need the controls to be close at hand in an emergency situation. The problem with this though is that for a big bloke like me, or even for some smaller folks, you tend to knock these things on your knees and your legs when you're getting in or out of the car, or even just while you're driving. So Red Arc Electronics, they've come up with a beaut little solution. It's basically got the head in a remote situation and the box wherever you like. This setup is beaut, and it looks really clean because you've got your override and your gain adjust in the same control, and this really allows quick response in those emergency situations. And the installation can be hidden behind the dash, and it really only requires modification of a single spare switch panel. I've been using this setup for a few months now, and I'll tell you what, gets the 2 thumbs up from me. Not too many things stop a four-wheel drive's engine quicker than if the radiator packs it in. And believe me, when you're driving in the bush, the radiator certainly can pack it in. They can get punctured by rocks, they can develop little pinhole leaks, or where the mounts go, they can develop little cracks. And when that fluid drains away, that all-important coolant, your engine could be very crook indeed. Now, as long as you're watching your gauges when that happens, you'll be fine. You'll watch the gauge spike up to super hot, and then it'll drop off to super cold. Now, If you're not watching the gauges, that's when you could be in some real trouble. So my buddies down in South Australia at Red Arc Electronics have come up with another beaut little Aussie invention, the low coolant alarm. When your 4B warms up each morning, the Red Arc low coolant alarm does a check to make sure that it's all working okay, and then sits back and waits for the disaster to happen. Your local Sparky can plumb it in no time, and it really is pretty simple to fit. And once it's in, all you do is leave it in and wait for the alarm to sound. Pretty cheap insurance, really.